Everybody get up!
Welcome back to the show this morning. It is, of course, Monday as we get this week underway, of course. And again, the good news today is that, well, we have a vaccine. And as we've been talking about here on the show all morning, this has implications to various areas of the market. One area that we didn't talk about yet, retail. Stores like Kohl's and, Target, Walmart. Now, Walmart has been doing well. Costco's been doing well because of their ability to deliver online, these type of things. And the world has shifted over the course of the last several months. Lots of companies now doing, delivery to your house, right? So order a bunch of groceries, they'll deliver them right to your front door. So this idea of a vaccine has some implications to retail as well, which has been under pressure. Again, stores like Kohl's and others that, where traffic has been much more limited to go into the stores. People aren't going to stores to actually shop and do these type of things. They just order it on Amazon and have it shipped to their house. So theoretically, the question is, theoretically, this should be good for stores, right? Because we have a vaccine now available. People can feel comfortable in getting out of the house to go shopping. Now, it's an interesting question, though. Will they? One thing that's occurred during the shutdown is we've changed behavior to some degree, right? We kind of gotten used to shopping online to Amazon and just having it show up at your house every day, right? It's like Christmas every day. Box shows up. The question is now, will people go back to, instead of shopping online, will they go back to shopping a store? Not because they're afraid of getting the virus or because the store was shut down or because there was limited access or for whatever reason. The question is now just, will they change their habit back, right? It's a question. Now, look, sometimes people just want to get out of the house, right? I've been in the house and I'm just going to go shop for a while. Just get out of the house and go do something, right? Certainly the case. But the question is really, though, is will they drastically change their behavior in terms of kind of what they're doing? There's an interesting kind of conundrum in the market this morning. Netflix is down, Comcast is up, right? Now, that really doesn't make much sense. Both companies provide streaming services, just different forms of it. One's cable, one's, internet. But because I have a virus, why is Comcast up over $4 a share today and Netflix is down by about $3 a share today? That doesn't make much sense here at this point, because if I'm going to be, whether I've got a vaccine or not, I'm still going to make a choice between what I stream on Comcast or what I stream on Netflix, right? So that doesn't make much sense. But as I was talking about before the break, Zoom Video today down 14% at the open. Peloton, the biking company, down 14%. Netflix is down 5% this morning. Shopify down 5%. Teladoc down 7%. See, there's another interesting dynamic. Teladoc has made a lot of inroads into treating people online. Just because I have a vaccine, am I going to stop using my doctor online now that I've gotten used to using and have built a little bit of trust with, so to speak, to go back to waiting in a doctor's office and driving down to a doctor's office, wait in the office to go see him when I can just do it online? So again, markets are just today kind of and here's my point about this. You've got, as an investor, you kind of have to think about things, longer term. The one thing that the COVID did was change investor behavior. And the question is just because there's a vaccine, will that behavior return back to where it was previously? In other words, we give up shopping online. We give up using our doctor online. We give up, watching Netflix for some reason to go watch Comcast. Do those things actually occur? So again, be careful with today's reaction. And here's my point about all this. the markets are knee-jerk reaction, are having a knee-jerk reaction to the announcement of the vaccine. Sell everything that was the stay-at-home play to go back to the living in the world play. Those don't always make sense. And so be careful just jumping into a stock just because it's going up, or jumping into a stock or getting out of a stock just because it's going down today. This is a knee-jerk reaction. This is going to take a few days for investors to try to sort this out a little bit. So today's going to be a very bifurcated day. We're going to see a lot of just abnormal moves in one direction or the other. But be careful jumping into a lot of positions just because the vaccine is here today, and start making drastic changes to your portfolio. Let this sort itself out for a couple of days. See where things are going to kind of start to settle out, and you'll have a better idea about actually where to put your money to work. And again, a lot of these companies are massively beaten down. So even if the idea of buying, the idea of the vaccine is great for airlines, and airline traffic is going to get back to where it was, it's going to take a while for that to get there. So while stocks may bounce today, come off their bottom that they've been building and start to show some signs of technical positive life, there's going to be plenty of time to gain exposure to these areas as we begin to kind of sort out what this all means. And again, the study for the vaccine is not even out yet. This is just an announcement. So, again, they're making the announcement. It's 90% effective. It's all good news, by the way. Don't think I'm poo-pooing it at all, because I'm not. This is very good news. All I'm saying is from an investment standpoint, just be a little bit careful about making big knee-jerk reactions to your portfolio, selling all of this to buy all of this and to get into areas that are moving up really sharply today. You'll have time. Just be careful, be cautious. If you're already in the stocks, great. But for most people, they're not. And so this is going to be an opportunity to gain some exposure into areas that may benefit from the vaccine as we begin to go through an actual recovery in 2021. But it's going to be a while in the making, and more importantly, it's going to take a while for people to actually get vaccinated, 2, have the confidence to get back out into the world, and 3, for earnings to actually start to catch up with valuations on a lot of these companies where they are now. So again, this is going to take a while to work out. You'll have opportunities to reposition your portfolio. Just again, I just urge you to have a little bit of caution about jumping into things. Speculation is fine, and it may work out okay. Speculation generally doesn't work out okay when you make big moves very quickly without really thinking through the process. Because again, some of the moves today just, look, I get the idea that, hey, I'm going to go back to the gym because biking at home is really cool on my Peloton, but it's really kind of boring after a while. So I like to go interact with people while I work out. So I'm going to go back to the gym. I can understand why Peloton's down today. I can understand why Zoom video is down big today, because again, if a vaccine comes, their growth rate of users is going to drop sharply, particularly as kids go back to school, people go back to work, etc. Just don't have the demand for meetings as much. So understand those make sense, right? Domino's Pizza, it's down today. That makes sense, right? People going out to eat more means I order less pizza at home. Not a big now there won't be a big decline in pizza delivery. People were eating a lot of pizza at home before the virus, so that's not going to change dramatically. But Domino's Pizza had a huge earnings boost during the vaccine because people were ordering a lot more pizza at home. And now if they go back out to eat, they won't. Or this theoretically, if I choose to eat more meals out, I'm not going to order as much pizza at home. This will actually probably be good for weight loss centers. Because if people can go back out again, that means they go to the beach. And if you're going to wear a bikini or a bathing suit, this could be good for people like Nutrisystems, Weight Watchers, etc. So maybe you want to take a look at some of those as well, because summer is coming. It's not too far away. And with a vaccine, beach time is coming up. So I'm trying to this announcement came out just this morning, just before the show started. So I had different topics this morning to talk about. So, I'm actually kind of just mentally working through this process as well with you this morning on the show, because it does have portfolio implications. It does have market implications, absolutely, for sure. But as I was saying, just be careful about making big moves real quickly. Let this settle down today a little bit. Let today to go by. Tomorrow we'll revisit kind of where we are. We'll talk about things and try to figure out where our next positioning needs to be relative to the markets. Now, one thing this also potentially suggests is that the dollar could get a whole lot stronger here. And this has impacts to potentially international markets, has impacts to emerging markets as well. And the reason I say that is that if we have the vaccine and the economy's getting back to work and the economy's getting stronger here, and if yields come up on fixed income, as we wrote about a couple of weeks ago, we said this is a real possibility that we could see a fairly sharp pickup in yields. Then what that suggests is that economic confidence will be stronger, which will attract foreign dollars into the U.S. dollar, making the dollar stronger. So dollar stronger has implications for the overall market. Higher interest rates has implications for the housing market. So there are a few things here to pay attention to, particularly as we get further into this. But again, these are things we'll talk about the rest of this week. We'll kind of sort this out as the markets begin to process this idea of a vaccine for COVID. So have a great day. Be sure by the website. We've got an article that we're going to let out here in just a few minutes talking about the risk that investors are ignoring. That is on the website now. I've got a follow-up with that next Monday as well. Go to the website, realinvestmentadvice.com. That is realinvestmentadvice.com. Send your questions, comments, emails, whatever we can do to help you. More than happy to do that. You can get all our information and more, blogs, newsletter, everything at the website, realinvestmentadvice.com. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's a rich man's world.